What's up guys? In this video, my top tier exercises for natural lifters. Yes, you heard me right. Naturals need to train different than enhanced lifter. Cover that in another video. And in this video, I'll share with you the best exercises, in my opinion, that you can do if you're a natural lifter. Alright, so like I said, naturals really want to focus on the compound lifts, on the compound movements, because yes, it's gonna work many muscles at the same time, but also because of its impact on your nervous system, your hormonal, your hormones gonna increase your testosterone level, your growth hormone, and it's just gonna lead to more results. So you don't want to really train more for the pump or on machines, but focus on the compound lifts, on the exercises that will give you the most bang for your buck. Let's jump straight into it. I'll give you, for each muscle group, I'll give you at least one, and for the biggest muscle group, 2 exercises that you should consider doing as a natural lifter that will give you the most results. All right, let's start with quads. All right, of course, obviously the squat, the barbell squat. Now, I love personally the barbell high squat, high bar squat. Very good for the quads. I feel it's so good, and it's my favorite exercise for legs. A lot of people will tell me, well, I'm too long, I don't feel my squat very good, my lower back hurts, this and that. Well, use any squat variation that is a free weight. It could be a goblet squat, so basically holding the dumbbell like that. It could be a front squat with the bar on the front. It could be a suitcase squat, basically with the dumbbells by your side. Could be a back squat, any free weight squat, not a Smith machine squat, not a what is it called, a hack squat, but I really want you to be in free weight. All right, free weight, no machines, no motion being guided, but it's really just the free weight, because it does work a lot more muscles, the stabilizers, the glutes, the lower back, the quads, everything will be stimulated and will be under tension when you're doing a free weight squat. I love this exercise. For me, it's a high bar squat. Number 2, lunges. Lunges is an exercise that is very underrated. All right, trust me. I would mostly do squats and lunges, and my quads are on fire. I won't touch a machine. All right, squats and lunges. I do a lot of body weight lunges. Believe it or not, you would think that body weight, well, it's not gonna do much, but no, you're wrong. All right, incorporating it the right way, doing it the right way, controlling the way down, and just doing single lunges, body weight, you'll feel your quads on fire. Sometimes I'll do them right after my squats, and it's just a great technique to just get those quads to failure. All right, if you're stronger, you can use weights. You can also do a split, what is it called, Bulgarian split squat. It goes also in the lunges category, but I really love them. I love working each leg on its own. I'm not a big fan of walking lunges, and because once you do your right leg and then you go to your left leg and then the rest that it takes to do the right again, I just believe that I'd rather do all my one side at one time and then doing the other side, and I don't want to rest too much in between for each side. That's why even for biceps, I don't like doing it like this, because it's just too much rest in between. I'd rather pump up as much as I can with my right, keep it under tension, and then move on to the left. So those are for my quads. For my chest, moving on, 2 exercises for chest. Number 1, it's not the bench press, it's the incline dumbbell press. Why I chose the incline dumbbell press? Because first of all, with dumbbells, as opposed to a bar, you move each arm on its own. All right, so it's great moving each arm on its own. If ever you're weaker on your left side, well, it's gonna help you bring up that weakness. Second, when you have dumbbells, you can get a bigger range of motion. For some people, it allows them for a better feel on their chest. All right, not everyone has to really go to that crazy stretch and a crazy squeeze, but a lot of people like it that way and feel it better that way. Number 3 reason why I love dumbbell incline press, because you can adjust the incline to the level that you feel your chest most. And trust me, sometimes on my workouts, I would feel it more at a 45-degree angle, degree angle, sometimes at a 15-degree, sometimes at a 30-degree angle. So play with the angle and see where you feel your chest the most. And John Meadows used to really be a big fan of small inclination, so he would go for a 15-degree angle. Just a 15 degrees, so it might not look much on the inclination, but you might feel it a lot more in your upper chest. All right, it's not the more you incline it the better, or the more upper chest you will use. Sometimes you'll be using a lot of shoulders, so find the inclination you like and stick with that. And sometimes in your workouts you might switch it up and see what feels better. So that was my number 1. Number 2, can you guess it? It's a push-up. Push-ups, great exercise for your chest, very underrated, and I don't see people doing enough push-ups at the gym. The other day I saw a guy that came to tell me at the gym that he started doing push-ups because he saw me doing them and he started seeing great results in his chest. And I was like, whoa, first of all, you're looking at me at the gym and copying me, which is amazing. It made me feel like kind of like a star. And then he said that he started seeing a lot of results and he stopped doing all those well, anyways, he started doing push-ups and he started seeing good results, and I'm like, yes, push-ups are just great. All right, when you're doing them correctly, trust me, it doesn't matter if you're so strong, you can still benefit from body weight push-ups. You can either add them as a superset and an add-on after you did your presses, for example, drop on the floor and go for push-ups to failure. Sometimes I finish my workouts with 5 to 10 sets of push-ups to failure just to get all those muscle fibers stimulated, the ones that were resistant in my workout. Sometimes I would start my chest workout with push-ups to activate my chest. All right, what I love about push-up is that since it's a body weight exercise, and also when you fail, you just fall on the floor. It's not a big deal as opposed to falling on the barbell press. But also push-ups are not very stressful on your nervous system. All right, so you can do a lot of sets, a lot of volume, and get that chest, get a good chest pump, and use them in many ways, many angles. Push-ups are just great. Just give me some dumbbells, incline press, and I do my push-ups, and I'm good for my chest workout. All right, moving on. Let's talk about back. All right, the other day I posted a picture of my back on my Instagram, and people actually seem to really like my back because it's weird, but believe it or not, my back workouts are super simple. The other day I trained with someone and the exercise choice that I had were super simple, and I'll tell you what they are. Number 1, pull-ups. Number 2, any kind of free weight rows. It could be a barbell or a dumbbell row, and that is all I do. Oh no, that's not true. I do also the cable lat pull over. That's all I do for my back. Pull-ups, dumbbell or barbell rows, and cable lat pull over. That's all you need. Cable lat pull over gets you that serratus anterior, the back showing from the front. The pull-ups will argue it's for the width, and even though it will work all the lats and all the back, but just to give you guys a simpler way, and the rows to give you that thickness. All right, now when you're doing your barbell or dumbbell rows, depending on the level that you're leaning down, you will hit different part or focus on different part of your lats. But guys, there is no way to just isolate one part. A lot of people are like, well, I want to just isolate the lower. I want to just isolate the mid. I want to isolate the outer lats. No, it doesn't work like that. Your body, your lats work as a whole. When you're doing your pull-up, you're working your whole lats. It's not just as if you're working with. It doesn't exist. When you're doing your incline press, you're not just doing the upper chest and nothing else is working. All right. The other day I saw a TikTok of a guy talking about how to work the outer triceps, how to work the inner triceps, how to work the lateral head. It's all BS, all right? You're extending your elbow, you're extending your arm, all your heads are gonna be working. There is maybe one way to work more one than the other, but even then, you know what? I don't want to sugarcoat it. No, it's all BS. And you're extending your elbows, that's it. You're working all your triceps, keep working on it, make sure that you're doing a good form, and all 3 heads will grow, all right? It's like if you have a bike and you're running and you're like, well, and your bike has, let's say, 4 wheels, and you're like, well, I just want to work the front wheel. No, it all goes together. So moving on, and I'll stop that rant. So for my back, it's really pull-ups and barbell or dumbbell rows. And I would say they're better than doing any kind of, the other day someone asked if chest supported rows were okay. You know what? I would even prefer no support, because when you're kind of suspended like this in the air, well, not suspended, but you're just using your core, your lower back to keep that tension, keep that stability. There is benefits to it, and that's why I believe they're superior than chest supported rows. All right, now they are good. The chest supported, the one arm dumbbell row when you're supporting with your other arm, the machine rows, but I don't think that they would beat the barbell rows or the dumbbell rows standing. All right, no support. The only support you have is your core, your abs, and your lower back. That's what's gonna support you, and there is benefit to it. Especially as a natural, like I said, if you're enhanced, by all means, sit on a machine and feel that stretch and squeeze. But if you're natural, it's not gonna cut it at a certain point. You gotta make sure you're getting better at those exercises that I'm telling you. Moving on, shoulders. Number 1, an exercise that I barely see anybody do it. Mostly strongmen do it. Overhead standing press. not a push press, an overhead standing press. It's rare to see people doing it these days. Why? Because it's hard. Why? Because it hurts the ego. Because if you're used to doing 100 shoulder press seated with your back supported, well, go stand up without any support, put the weight on that bar, and you might just do 60 pounds, all right? But you will feel it so much more in your shoulders. Like I said, there's benefits when you're not getting any support. You're working your core, your lower back, your posterior chain, and the weight on your shoulders is just so much. You know, I just feel it so much more, and my clients that started doing it, they started blowing up like crazy, especially on their shoulders. I used to have a client that used to press so heavy on the seated press supported, and I'm like, you know what, let's change it, let's go for the overhead standing press. And he started seeing a lot of results. He dropped the weight. The ego hurts because he's not lifting as much, but the results are there, all right? So what do you want? You want the ego, you want to impress people, you want to lift heavy dumbbells, or you want to grow at your shoulders. Back in the days, apparently they used to in the gladiators time, they used to test someone's strength by his ability of overhead pressing, which is pretty great, all right? For me, that's a cool exercise. And yeah, the overhead press standing, it feels primal for me. Lifting that weight above your head, just amazing. I love it. Number 2, lateral dumbbell raise standing. Don't tell me cables, don't tell me machines, don't tell me single arm suspended or inclined. No, standing dumbbell lateral raise. Keep it old school, guys. Don't reinvent the wheel. And I'm not saying keep it old school because I don't want to progress. No, I want to. I tried them all. I tried the cable lateral raise. I tried the inclined cable. Yeah, I might feel it a bit more, but it's not about the feel anymore. All right, if you just go by feel, well, just squeeze your biceps. You feel it. Are you growing? Not really. If you're a natural, it's not just the feel. It's not just the squeeze or the stretch. It's not just what feels that you're isolating. No, the dumbbell lateral raise, boom, standing up, curling, raising those weights like this to your side. Yeah, you might get some more traps engagement, but who doesn't want more traps? Who doesn't want more side delts? Maybe you're getting more rear delt, maybe you're getting front delt. Your body likes working as a whole. Dumbbell standing raises, I love them. And they're great, all right? Sometimes what I would do is standing one arm at a time, but I don't even hold on nothing. I just stand straight and boom, helps me engage my core and great tension on my sides. Moving on, let's talk about biceps and triceps. I'll just give you one of each because of course it's smaller muscles. And guys, like I said, it's just one joint extending or flexing. So for biceps, I would go for hammer curls. I love the hammer curls, especially because they also work your forearms, and I feel them pretty well on my biceps. If I could do just one, it would be either the hammer curl or the supinated grip, the dumbbell curls, and I would do both arms at the same time. Don't do this because, like I said, one of them is resting for too long, and you want to keep that tension on your biceps. You want to keep it there, keep that blood going. Number 2 for triceps is the rope push down. That's the only time while you're seeing me using a machine and kind of just prioritizing it. It would be for my triceps. Rope push down all the way down, get a good feel, get a good squeeze. And you know what? I really believe that my triceps, all right, are getting most of their gains. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know, you can judge if I have a good triceps or not. But they're getting most of their gains from all the overhead press, the bench press, the dips, the push-ups that I do. My biceps, they get all that stimulation from the pull-ups that I do. I made a video about gymnasts having huge arms. It's not because they train a lot of biceps. They do a lot of pull-ups. My arms, people compliment me for them. They're like, what is your arm day like? I'm like, man, I just do a couple sets of biceps after my back workout. But after my back, my biceps are already fried because of all the rows, the barbell rows, and the pull-ups. All right, so triceps, I do a little bit of tricep push down just to get some blood there, but that's not what's giving me my mass. I know that it's in a secondary work with the overhead press and the bench and the dips and this and that. Moving on, the push-ups. Moving on, hamstring, and I'll talk about rear delt after. Hamstring, I love the stiff leg deadlift. Hamstring stiff leg deadlift, guys. You know what? Another way to prove you guys that going for the machine and the squeeze, not gonna do much. I injured my lower back a year ago. I couldn't do any hip hinge. So I was sitting on machines doing a lot of seated hamstring curl, a lot of hamstring machine, and I was feeling like crazy. The burn was just insane. I was getting my hamstrings to failure. I was going pretty heavy and it was just feeling insane. You know what? I lost a lot of mass in my hamstring. Why? Because I wasn't doing the compound lifts, all right? It's not about isolating. When you're natural, you gotta make sure that you keep those compound lifts, those lifts that will stimulate your whole body, work many joints at the same time, and then improve your well, like I said before, for super important. So now I'm back on doing stiff leg dumbbell or barbell deadlift. A great exercise. The hip hinge gets me that, well, the lower glutes, the hamstring, the lower back. It's just a great exercise and I love it, and I kind of regret not doing it more in my past because it's just great to build that posterior chain, and it's so much better than any machine hamstring. Now you might say, well, I feel better than machine. It's not about the feel, it's about the stimulation that you're getting, the engagement of many muscles at the same time, the stretch that you're getting, and the activation of your hamstring. And they're under so much tension that they have no choice to grow. Yes, you gotta go pretty heavy on them. That's important, all right? That's important. You gotta go pretty heavy on them. Stiff leg deadlift, I love them for hamstrings. If I could do only one, that would be it. For my rear delt, standing, boom, just like that. Standing and reverse flies for my rear delt. That's it. Just make sure that you let your shoulders fall down. You don't want to shrug them back and down because then you're gonna work a lot of rhomboids and traps. Let your shoulders down and fly. All right, reverse fly for my rear delt. That's it. For my calves, you know what? I get a lot of hate for my calves because, well, not hate, but a lot of people tell me my calves aren't growing. And I used to try a lot of machines. Now I'm like, you know what? Let me try to really implement what I preach and start doing compounds or more, something that is gonna work more of my body at the same time. And I started doing standing calf raise, holding dumbbells, and I just go all the way up and get a good stretch, but holding dumbbells. And sometimes I would walk with them, and just while walking I would do a little calf raise, but holding the dumbbells. And it's just a different feel than doing them seated on a machine or doing the standing calf raise on a machine. I'm just kind of avoiding machines for now and prioritizing my compound. And for my calves, I'm seeing good results. I want to keep going with that and tell you guys after if it's worth it or not, if it works or not. But I'm pretty positive that it's gonna give me a good results doing my calves with dumbbells standing like that. That's it for this video. Let's talk about abs. For my abs, I love doing planks. It's pretty much it. I'm not a big believer in crunching and all those little stuff. I mean, they're all right, but it's like machines. They're gonna get you a good pump, but you want a good strength. It's really about holding that plank and bracing well when you're doing your compound lifts. That's it for this video. I know it was a bit long, but hopefully it was good information for you. Let me know if you have any questions down. If you think I forgot anything, comment, leave a like. I want you guys to leave a comment. I want to read your comments and answer. And if you have any other topics you want me to cover for the next video, leave it down. Watch another one of my video. Go on my website if you want coaching, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.